One. Hello, welcome to Our Yard Podcast. This is the seventh episode, and we are glad that you've been along for the ride just as much as we have. My name is Swaggy T, and I am the co-host along with Hogmaster Jakey Lee. And today we're going to be talking about SmackDown and a myriad of other things. But let's just get right into it. We ain't got no sponsors, no need to stalwart anything. This has been the best SmackDown I've seen in a month at least. And it's not even just because Roman's back. It's just like, it just everything feels like it's, going back to normal again. And I appreciate it a lot. And it kicked off with a bang as well. Cody Rhodes coming out there and, celebrating the fact that he's still champion and asking the signature. So, what do you guys want to talk about? And what he wanted to talk about was the fact that he won and kind of this weird confusion as to why Roman Reigns is back and not attacking him. But anyway, it was very short-lived promo because out came good old Solo Sikoa, the tribal queef, and he came out there with the Tama Tonga. I'm not even going to give a stupid nickname because I actually respect what he's actually capable of doing. Botcha Loa, no, can't even hold a fucking belt right. We'll get into that later. But they came out and he's like, if it wasn't for Roman, I would be champion right now. I want a rematch right now. And Cody pretty much said what we were all thinking, like, you've really not done anything to even deserve a rematch, much less a title match that you got in the first place that you blew like you always do. And so they started to try to enter the ring and attack him, and then here came the new Canadian crippler, Kevin Owens, uh, with a couple of chairs, and he handed one to Cody and drove him out of the ring real quick, and basically said, this ain't over. I will see you later. Cody said, I will be waiting. And before Kevin fully got the chance to go backstage, Cody kind of caroused him back into the ring to let him know that he wants to defend his title against Kevin. And personally, I think that would be a great match. I would love to see it. I do feel like Kevin's probably going to turn heel out of it because it'd be weird. Like, you don't really see like two faces going at it anymore without there being some sort of repercussion. I mean, look at Chad Gable and Sami Zayn, and the list goes on and on. And I could keep naming examples, but I'm not gonna. I'm trying to stay on the point. I feel like Kevin Owens. This would be a great way for him to turn heel again. I guess we'll see. But anyway, Kevin Owens was pretty much saying, I don't deserve the championship. There's a bunch of dudes back there that actually do. You need to talk to them. And Cody insisted, saying, hey, I'm going to go talk to Nick Aldis. We'll make this official right now. And anyway, Kevin's just kind of taken aback because he didn't feel like he deserves it. And he kind of goes after Cody towards the back, but pretty much right after that, A-Town Down Under came out for their match against the Street Profits.
Yep, and then they A-Town Down Under versus Street Profits. They're having a qualifying match. They had two qualifying matches last night to see who's gonna face the Bloodline. Which I think, if I had to take it, since they're doing this match, like how they have been doing it as of late, I would say it's probably going to be the SmackDown before Bash in Berlin. But they actually could put the tag titles, because I've noticed like Triple H is booking like on the, like the beat, like out of the big four, excluding the big four pay-per-views of the year, like the other ones, like the B tiers, I guess you could say, are like they usually do the tag titles and different stuff like that,
Yeah.
kind of spice it up a little bit. So I feel like he could probably, I feel like it might make it to Bash in Berlin, but probably not. It'll probably be the SmackDown before, is my guess. But either way, A Town Down Under versus Street Profits. That was a really good match. Like, of course, I think it's setting up more in the storyline for A Town Down Under's implosion. And, like, yeah, the Street Profit, like, dude, the Street Profits are so good. Like, they're fun to watch in the ring. Those dudes, like, they're some freak athletes. Of course, like A Town Down Under,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like Austin Theory and Grayson Waller are some, like we talked about before, some of the best selling in the business right now. Like those dudes are, they're good. I mean, they're good. Like it was just, it was a fun match. It was a really good match to open up the show. It was like explosive. It was fun. Like you had the perfect heels versus face. You know, you had that good classic battle. You know, it was just all around. I mean, it was just it was a good match. And then it was, man, I'd give it a thumbs up. And then, you know, but then Street Profits ended up hitting they ended up hitting that super buster they do. And, you know, got the 3 second tan, as John Cena says. Got that 1, 2, 3 and picked up the dub. And then after that, it goes backstage. It follows backstage to, Nick Aldis and Cody and Kevin. I'll now let you take it from there.
Yeah, so kind of picking up where I left off earlier, the Kevin kind of goes back and sorry, my cat's appears to be our special guest today. And calm down, Cushy. Anyway, sorry about that. Um, so anyway, Kevin goes backstage to find Nick Aldis and Cody to kind of reiterate his point, saying, "I don't deserve this match." And Nick is kind of like, I actually agree because now that Roman's back, we need to get him back in the match with Cody. And you know, well, Kevin doesn't like this a damn bit because obviously the history he has with Roman and all that, and the fact that he just got back, and he's trying to make the point that the rematch clause hasn't really been used in years, and that he himself didn't even get a rematch between for when he dropped the Universal title, which is true. And they may just be talking about the Universal title in general because Seth Rollins did get a rematch pretty much as soon as he got back. To be fair, but as far as all that goes, I don't see. I mean, Sami Zayn's also getting a rematch on Raw, like this next Raw coming up. So while like he has a point that like he didn't get one, I mean, it still does feel like there is like people getting rematches
Yeah, it feels
when
like
they're
there's a
just due.
rematch clause on damn
Yeah,
near every.
yeah. Like I would kind of side eye that a little bit, but I mean, as far as him, if as far as he's concerned, no, he's absolutely right. He never did get a rematch for the Universal title, but even that being considered, like he wound up saying is like, look, I still don't deserve it, but I guarantee you, you want to find somebody that deserves that championship match more than Roman Reigns, you just go back into the locker room. You just pick a guy. He deserves it more. I promise you. It doesn't matter who it is. It could be Pretty Deadly. It could be, um, classy Freddie Blassie. Let's just dig him out of the grave. He deserves it more. Like anybody in that locker room, he laid it all on the line. Kevin's known for that, but Nick saw this fire and passion came out of him, and then he finally saw what Cody saw, and he went ahead and made it official for Bash at Berlin. So that is our second confirmed match, along with Gunther Randy Orton, which even with Kevin Owens Cody Rhodes, I still feel like Gunther and Orton's going to put on a better match. And it's not that Cody and Kevin aren't capable of putting on a, you know, as dumbass Dave Meltzer says, a 5-star, 10-star banger. Um, they're still probably going to put on one of the more exciting matches of the night, but it's not going to be Gunther and Orton. It's just
Mm-mm.
not. But with that being said, I'm very excited for that match. You got any thoughts you want to add on that?
I'm just, it's just gonna be exciting. I'm kind of like I told you earlier, talking on the phone though. Yeah, I really feel like Kevin. Like people are like, "Where's the storyline? Where's the storyline?" Well, here's the thing: Gunther and Priest. There was no storyline besides we knew Gunther had a match at SummerSlam for the title, and then when he ended up beating Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre, was like, okay, like at Money in the
Yeah,
Bank, it was like, okay, so Damien's gonna face Gunther, but then we're like,
yeah. And it
and
took
then
3 weeks of build up for that to be one of the most exciting matches
yeah,
going into
and
SummerSlam. It took 3 weeks.
it was the most exciting title match that night, like
Mm-hmm.
without a doubt. And like it took 3 weeks to build a story. Like so, it shows you Triple H can do short term storytelling just as well as he can do long term. So like I got full capability, like I have full confidence that this is probably about to start cooking. And I'm like you, Kevin Owens probably going to turn heel, which would be cool.
I'm here for it
Because
though. He's an
Kevin,
excellent hit.
because Kevin Owens, like he's great regardless what he does. Like being a face, but like he is such a better heel. Dude. I mean, he plays a dickhead so good, and like
He's a
it's hard.
top 10 hill of the last 20 years,
Oh, easily, easily.
if not top five. I mean, like
Like,
he's that guy.
yeah,
He's that guy. And I feel like that's going to be honestly like that. I think we just got the two best matches of the nights
yep,
already booked right there as the fans, and I'm very very excited. But right after that, Jade and Isla Dawn came down to I guess get their business squared away.
yeah. Trying to get their Jade and Island on, trying to squash their beef, I guess. But obviously, that didn't end
That
up
didn't pan
happening.
out.
No, because they, having a good match, and then all of a sudden, bam! Here comes Blair Davenport
Davenport.
again. Yep, Blair and Alba Fire came in there and started jumping Jade again, and then Bianca popped out, and then Naomi comes running down, who I feel like we haven't seen in about a month or so, and
It's been a while.
she can't. Yeah, it's been a minute. Like, and Naomi came running down there, and then they started fighting, and like they ended up getting the upper hand, and like so. There's a good story. I mean, the match was like it was okay, I guess. It was just a damn it was a filler match for their storyline just to get DQ'd again like last week and then build the animosity up. So who knows? I mean, and then it led up for next week is going to be Naomi versus Blair, which should be a pretty good match. Which I mean, honestly, it'll probably end up getting DQ'd, and then there'll probably be probably end up being a 6 way tag team match, like three team versus each other. Probably either I doubt it makes Bash in Berlin. Probably the SmackDown before, which will be fine. I mean, that'll be fun. Seeing a big tag match like on SmackDown before. Usually, that's how it's good. Is like they get a good women's tag team match before a like on the SmackDown before a pay per view, or I don't know. It seems like it just works pretty good like that for some reason, especially if Naomi's involved. Because there's something about her, like I don't know what Naomi. She puts on great matches like all the time.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I mean that was about it on that. Like I said, match was okay. Segment, I guess. I guess I give it a thumbs up because it's got some legs to the story. So you know, I'll give it that. I mean, it's not just horrible. It's probably the weakest part of the night, I would say, because after
Well,
that, that's when that's when my guy popped out with his new theme song.
that's right. I did notice Santos Escobar had a little new thing going on to his. No, I'm joking. LA Knight popped out. I remember Harley texting me because I wasn't able to watch it live. I had to watch it back this morning, and he wound up saying he's like LA Knight's got a new theme song, and I was like, oh, maybe it's completely different, and it's not. But like they added some like elements to it that make it a lot more. That feels a lot bigger than it used to, and I'm here for it. It's not a bad theme song by any stretch of the means, but he pretty much came down there and said, finally, this feels right, and just A1 promo because that's easily the best mic worker and probably wrestling as a whole right now because MJF fell off hard and RIP because really that was like one of our favorite parts of AEW just to kind of branch off like we were real big MJF fans and he came back and even though he didn't come to the Fed it's like it's like maybe AEW will get a little bit better. I'll give you a spoiler, it never did. um, he's kind of went down to their level, but going back to the main point, LA Knight, best mic worker in the business and just pretty much saying is like I'm ready to defend this against anybody. I'm a fighting champion. And here comes the man who produces the biggest pops in the business, Santos Escobar. Um, the biggest pop you've ever heard in your life. Like, I mean, you could hear a mouse shit its pants when he comes out. Like, you could hear it over the music. Like, and to be fair, I like it. I like Legado del Fantasma's theme. I like their song, but like they they're just missing something. And like it doesn't matter. Like they could be good guys, would not matter. They're bad guys already, not even good ones at that. And that might be like left down to poor booking, but like poor booking. Here's the thing, right? Undertaker got being an undead mortician over. That's like it's a testament of his own like talent, obviously, but at the same time, he got that over. You don't really have a gimmick, but like everybody in that group's pretty good in the ring. I don't really have any complaints. I mean, Humberto's a little like, I mean, he can sell really well, but I don't really believe his offense. But it's just there's something missing to that team because every time it comes out, we've said it before with a couple other people, the crowd goes mild and it's just rough. But he came out here and he said, like LA not being U.S. champion, I just don't buy that. And here came Andrade, and they had a United States title number one contenders match right after that.
Yep. He
And I'll let you take over on that one.
yeah, the contender. I mean, and there's another contender match next week, and then it's going to be and then I'm sure it's going to be whoever wins next week. It'll probably be because let's say it's 3 weeks from Bash in Berlin, so it'll be next. Let's see, next week somebody will win, and then in 2 weeks they'll have whoever wins that match will face LA Knight that next week in Berlin. Yeah, so that lines up. Yeah, that adds up. So yeah, it'll be like you know there'll be 2 matches, another match next week, and then the week after that will be the final two. Then whoever wins will go against LA Knight at Bash in Berlin, which is cool to finally start seeing the United States champion like on the in the mix on SmackDown again. Like that's wonderful to see,
Oh yeah.
and excited to see how that goes. Like who faces them, Which now I did say on episode 5 this week, I said that LA Knight, or I said that Santos would be a sleeper to come in there and be like the first to be the first opponent for LA Knight, because it'd be like, okay, that's somebody that's definitely going. That's someone that's definitely going to lose to LA Knight.
Yeah.
So he might end up winning the contendership match, the matches, and then end up facing LA Knight, which is fine with me. But I hate seeing Andrade lose, but I get it because if you put Andrade in there, like he's actually one of the people I would pick, later on for like LA Knight to actually he could drop the title too would be Andrade. So I see why they, had Santos go over, and of course Carmelo came out there and he screwed Andrade. So that whole storyline plays out too. I mean, it was a good it was a good storytelling in the match, good in ring work. My God, like Santos, he hit that poison Rana on like it's just a backwards Hurricane Rana off the top rope on
Mm-hmm.
on Andrade. Man, it was sick. It was sick.
That
Like
shit
it,
was,
it was
like I
fucking.
said,
That's
dude.
like Santos is good in the ring. It's just there's like negative aura or something about that group. Like when they walk out. But like Andrade, man, he Andrade's so good in the ring, and like everybody, it's like we've talked about before. Like Andrade, the pops he gets, like for being in the ring, like everybody's behind him, like he's getting over and over. But the only thing, like he's getting over, but it's like when he first comes out, it's like he don't have a big initial pop until he starts walking down to the ring. People start cheering some more, and it's like I don't know, it's something about his theme song just doesn't hit. I wish they had fixed that so Andrade could end up, actually carrying some more. Like, dude's a monster in the ring. Like, he deserves, everything that he gets. Like, I hope one day, like I said, it would be cool to see him take LA Knight, take the title off LA Knight, and then LA Knight go for the, hell, even if it happens and LA Knight goes and wins the Rumble and goes to WrestleMania, that would be cool. See, like, it would be cool for him to drop it to Andrade and then LA Knight go win a big title. Kind of like Gunther did this year, like dropping the IC title and then going to get the world heavyweight. But anyways, off of that future booking that I have going on in my head, the whole match was beautiful. It really was. It was a great match. Everything about it. And then, of course, it had right before the match though. Like they had the whole LA Knight segment Trevor was talking about, and then they went into they kind of Andrade walked out, and then before when they came back from commercial, it was uh, Giovanni Vinci, who we haven't seen since Kaiser kicked him in the head on the steel steps in March.
Yeah,
That
just
was
absolutely wrecked his
April.
shit.
It might have been
It was
after
right
Mania.
after Mania. It was right
Yeah,
after Mania.
okay. Yeah, April. That's right. It was right after Gunther dropped the title. So yeah, I
Yeah, it
mean,
was. I think it was that Monday. I think it was that Monday because they had a tag match. I forget who against, but they lost it. Like Vinci was the one that took the
New
pin.
Day. They
It
lost to
was
the
the
New
New Day,
Day.
wasn't
Yep.
it? Yeah. And I mean, did it come off? I mean, does that promo come off? Like, do you think he's going to come in as a face,
I
or you
think
think he's
so.
still going to be a heel? Or
I think he's going to be a face.
it's interesting to see.
Like I think it's gonna.
Watch him be the one that takes the belt off of Gunther. That'd be fucking hilarious.
That would be funny.
That would be really funny. But they'd have to book. They'd have to super book him.
Oh man, like yeah.
They'd have to. They'd have to start it yesterday. Like,
But the whole vignette was cool though. Like I liked the vignette. I thought it was good. Like it was subtle and they brought it in. It was like holy shit because you kind of forgot about like he's been lingering in my mind because I'm like, what is he doing? Like he got drafted to SmackDown and like nobody knows. Like you haven't heard from him, and then all of a sudden he pops up looking like being Pitbull, and like I don't know, it's gonna be exciting. I'm invested in it. I'm excited to see what they do with Vinci. And like you said, hell,
Well,
he might end up being like he might end up getting booked like a super Cena type shit. Not like super Cena like winning the belt, but like just to get to that level to face Gunther. That is very
yeah.
possible. Like I don't think you're too far off. But
I mean, he's got. I mean, he's a damn good worker. Him. I mean, that's the thing about Imperium. None of them are like less than great wrestlers. Like all of them are fantastic in ring performers.
oh yeah,
Say what you want about their promos, it doesn't matter because
yeah,
what they do in the ring absolutely backs it up.
yeah. But the next segment was one of your favorites
That's
with
right.
with your new favorite tag team, Pretty Deadly.
That's right. I'll be honest, they're growing on me. They really are. Because I'll be honest, the first time I ever saw Pretty Deadly, and I feel like I'm not the only one. First time I saw them, and them coming out to like the disco and the disco ball in the middle of the ring, I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I got actually a little angry at first because I was like, this, all right, it's like I ain't watched wrestling in better part of a decade before I came back, and it's like, man, um, or like I didn't watch it weekly. I'd like keep up with it, but like I wouldn't watch it weekly. So straight over my head, I was like, a lot has changed.
Mm.
But no, the more I watch them, dude, no, they're fucking good. They're really, really good, and I like them quite a bit. But they came out against my personal favorite tag team today, DIY, for the it's a number one contenders match for the WWE Tag Team Championship, and obviously, they don't. I mean, they're the most recent losers of the belts, and one of the champions isn't even active right now. I mean, it's you got Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga right now holding the belts up. We'll get into that in a minute,
Mhm.
but they put on a stellar match, and I mean, honestly, if we're just talking pound for pound workers in the business right now as a tag team, I don't think you get better than DIY because Ciampa and Gargano by themselves are two of the best single competitors on the roster right now. And if you ain't familiar, you need to watch their shit in NXT. They put on matches that I they put on matches that you'd be very, very hard pressed to see like some of the all time greats put on. To be fair to their skill, and the matches they were having with A Town Down Under, I mean that's just a brief glimpse into what they're capable of.
Oh yeah.
And anyway, you get in a match like this with a team like Pretty Deadly, they're like half comedy, half I guess they kind of like ride the line between like comedy and serious, but like it's not obviously not meant to be taken seriously up until you see them in the ring and they're like, God damn, they're selling their asses off. Or they'll have like just like perfect comedic timing and just what they're able to do. I think it was actually one of the better matches of the night.
Oh yeah.
And
Agree with you.
DIY they hit the meet the middle,
Mm.
and that was it. And yeah, they wound DIY wound up advancing through the match. I really do hope they're the ones that wind up getting their. I will hope they get their titles back. But
I hope so.
if we see DIY versus Street Profits, that's gonna be fucking. That's gonna be prime time TV right there.
Oh yeah. That'll be. That'd be good to get a match like that for free.
Hmm. For free.
For free.
For free, dude. Like that's the best part of that, man. I mean, whatever you pay for your base streaming service to get, like, not having to pay extra just to watch it for free.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's not free. It's $112 a month for us, but
Ooh.
Peacock's better.
Yeah, Peacock is. That's why I like Peacock. It's like $6 a month. I can watch every pay per view.
Yep.
And we're not sponsored by Peacock. This isn't like trying to be like advertising, just being like wink, wink. They don't even know we fucking exist. That's fine. We're talking about this is for the people. And if you want to watch pay per views, you can do it for $6 a month with Peacock.
Yep.
And you can watch every single WWE thing ever, pretty much. You can go back, watch the territorial days. You can watch old school ECW, WWECW if that's your thing. I feel sorry for you, but
ECW.
you know, yeah, like you can watch WCW, fucking
Thank you,
WWWF,
man.
like everything. If that's your thing, $6 a month, it's a beautiful thing.
It really
As
is.
well as everything else on there. But again, we're not advertising them. We did that for free. You're welcome, Peacock. You probably got like 10 new subscribers. I want 50% on all that shit. Uh, no, but right after that match, like I said, excellent match. Honestly, between that and the Santos Andrade match, that might have been match of the night.
Yeah, it's possible.
But Harley's going to take over on the best ending segment on in SmackDown in at least a month, if not several months.
Yeah. I don't want to take over no more. I'm good. They the Team E bloodline and Robin Reigns. Here comes Solo Sequoia bitching again. He's like, if you want this, the necklace, I can't remember what it's called. I'm not gonna say a name and make me sound racist about the Samoan culture. Um,
I think it's the Ula Fala,
yeah, I think you're right.
if I'm not mistaken. I
I
think
think
it's the
you're right.
Ula Fala.
So he came back and he was like, if you want your Ulafala, come take it. And then Roman's theme song hits. And the crowd, but I will say this before, like the crowd in Tulsa, Oklahoma on this SmackDown was insane. Like they were popping the whole night. Like I haven't seen the SmackDown or Raw crowd. Like I haven't seen a television crowd like this, and probably since the road to WrestleMania. I mean, this was just, dude. They were electric. I mean,
Hmm.
they were just all over it. It was awesome. It was wonderful to see. I say that like Baltimore was really good Monday night. It really it was a damn it was a great crowd. But something about that Tulsa, Oklahoma, like being in the bumfuck nowheres of fucking USA, and they just came out there swinging, brother. That's what I'm
Mm.
talking about.
You know what Tulsa backwards is?
Mm.
A slut. I was a slut for them pops, brother.
But yeah, man, it was good. Like that crowd was electric, and Roman came out and he got the biggest face pop. He got the face pop that the double E has been wanting him to get since 2014, since disbanded from the Shield. Whenever the Shield disbanded, like, dude, it's crazy. Like Roman's a face again. It's honestly, it's kind of wild, but makes sense. But dude, he came out there and just you know Botcha Loa, and I botched his fucking nickname. Botcha Loa and
He has that effect on people, Harley.
yeah,
Don't feel bad.
and Tama Tonga came out there trying to attack him, and Roman hit him with the Superman punch, brother, and threw him in the steps, and then he went in there and started beating up on Solo, and then they saved him. They saved Solo from the spear, and then he dropped the necklace, and then Roman picked it up, and then they jumped him again, and then once Solo got out of the ring, they Roman was getting jumped, and then he turned it around and just went to beating the hell out of went to he went to beating the hell out of Botcha Loa and Tamatonga, and it was wonderful. Like Botcha Loa took a spear in the ring. I was
Mm.
like, good lord. I mean, it looked like he meant to hurt that. So, like, it looked like he was trying to drive him through the fucking ring. Like Roman, like he put all he had in that shit.
Well, here's the thing, man. He probably didn't. He probably didn't think it's like, all right. So here's the plan. I don't know if you know how to sell one, so I'm gonna make it to where you don't have to sell it. He's like, what do you mean by that? And then he's like, why are my ribs broken? My sternum.
And then he hit Tama Tonga on the outside in the barricade. Like he rolled out of the ring and just took off running and speared Tama Tonga through the barricade. I'm like, hell yeah. Like the classic Roman spot. Man, it was just good, like seeing him like just dominate it. And then get in the ring, like just stare down Solo Sikoa, like you know what he's coming for. Like, you know, pretty much they just made a mockery of him since he's been gone, and he's just tired of this shit.
As
Which
he should
you
be.
know, I don't think the bloodline whole story like I don't. It'll probably last till Mania, but I think this is like I think we're probably like in the seventh inning of this bloodline story. Like I feel like you know it's been going on 4 years. Hell, it's been good. Like overall, it's been the biggest storyline, and it's carried a lot. It carried through some down time. Like Roman carried the WWE through some bad shit,
Mm.
and now he's here, and it's like you know bloodlines. Like I just feel like because after what is he gonna do? Like after he beats Solo and all that, and The Rock comes back, and then they have their thing, and it'll probably be Roman versus The Rock at WrestleMania. That everybody's been wanting. Like I figure that's gonna happen, and I mean, it's just gonna. I don't know. I figure after that though, I don't know what else they could do. I mean, I could be wrong. Like hell, Triple H could be cooking some more shit up for the next year, which is fine. Like you know, as long as Roman's involved somehow, because like that shit, like without Roman, my god, that shit sucks. Like I got tired of it, the whole time when Roman was chanting. Because it was like he would just show up whenever, it's just I don't know. It got old because like a lot of the matches ended the same, and then it's like as soon as Roman like dropped the title, I was like, holy shit! It's like my respect for him went through the roof. I don't know what it was. It's just like, which I think a lot of people felt that way too. I don't think I'm the only one that is like, you know, you're kind of excited to see what Roman's going to do next, and now he's here, and it's like, yeah, I am excited. Like I want to see him, see what he does, and I don't know. I'm just ready to see how it progresses.
I know. Going back to talking, there is definitely this trend that seems to be happening with wrestlers. Every time they get injured, they come back and they're just fucking huge. Like I don't think it's been stated. Like Roman was a big dude before he left, but dude, I, he looks like he's gotten bigger.
Yep.
I don't know why it seems to be happening that way. I mean, Rey Mysterio, he came back, he got bigger. Remember when he originally, like his original run, he was. I mean, he's a
Small.
little dude to begin with, but he was always real like thin. I mean, he was muscular, but he was like cut. Now he's fucking buff as shit.
Yep.
He's like probably about buck 80.
And then hell, AJ Styles when he
AJ
came back,
Styles is massive.
at the beginning of the year. My God,
CM Punk, dude, CM
see,
Punk is
yeah,
shredded.
yeah, he's big. Like,
And obviously, the most obvious example is the fact that Randy Orton has never, and like, if you'd have told me by the time he was 50, he was going to be considered a super heavyweight, I wouldn't really. He's bigger than Brock Lesnar ever was. I don't think Lesnar, I mean, Lesnar, like, right when he debuted, I think he was like 290, but he's like 6'3". Orton's 6'4", 6'5". He's like
it's,
290, 290
yeah,
plus. He's eating. That man is eating right now.
he's
He is massive.
6'5", 290. Like it's like when we saw him the other day in the ring. It's like it's weird seeing Gunther be like the smaller guy. It's even more weird that it's Randy Orton that's making him look like the
Yeah.
small dude. Like, cause like growing
It's,
up, like Randy was always like, he's of course he's always been 6'5" the last 22 years watching him, but it's like he's 6'5", but he was
he
always
was
like,
cut
yeah, he was always like 240, and like
240,
like
245 max.
there was what he, I think when he left and got that surgery, let's see, 2 years ago or whenever, yeah, about 2 years ago, it was like he was 250, I think he said when he
Mm.
left, and then he came back and he was 275. And damn, like he was 275 at Survivor Series, and he's put on 15 more pounds. Like he's 290 right now. It's dude, it's insane. Like,
He's about to hit 300. And Randy Orton being like a 300-pound powerhouse is like, I don't think anybody had that like on their bingo card,
mm-mm.
like just historically speaking.
And what's crazy is he hasn't slowed down. Like in the
Mm.
ring, like he's still just as like agile as he's always been. He's just big. Like he's freaking huge. Like I don't know.
Mm.
It's a trip to see it.
Yeah, it's been definitely a trend going in wrestling lately. It just seems like all these like older
Big league.
stars. I mean, yeah.
They
I mean, look,
lead.
even look at LA Knight. Like LA Knight's always been a pretty built dude. And I mean, he's in his early 40s as well.
Yeah.
Uh, but you know,
I
as
mean,
long as
even
it's
Cody. I mean, even Cody Rhodes is bigger.
yeah,
Even
Cody
if like,
Rhodes. Like that's the thing. Like they used to call WWE like the land of the giants, and it's kind of starting to be that again because it kind of takes you out of that frame of mind when you're looking at someone like John Cena, who like he might be like what 5'10", like see somewhere like in between
they
like
said,
5'11",
I
six
think they
one,
said
six
he's
two,
like,
something like
yeah,
that.
like 6'1".
Yeah, something like that. And when he is looking like the smallest dude in the ring in like a Royal Rumble, that's some big ass fucking people. Like
Yep.
that's just it is still the land of the giants. But Cody Rhodes was he like 6'1", 6'2",
Yeah, it's just like 6'2".
225, 230.
Yeah.
That's a big dude.
Yeah.
And he never looks like the big dude in the match. He always looks small,
But he always
actually.
like, but he was always smaller than this. Like he bulked up
Mm,
a good bit. Well, yeah, it is a trend.
yeah, whatever's going on, I just hope it's healthy. I don't want to see like this whole generation of wrestlers just all just die at the age of 50 collectively. That would break my heart.
Yeah, wouldn't be
But
good. But
no,
other than that,
I think
that was about the SmackDown review, and
yeah,
then we kind of went on at the end, just talking about random stuff. But since I will say this before we go on to the next, because we're going to talk about some football since we're right there at it.
right.
But I will say about our music, the music episode we did the other night. Yeah, I forgot. Like in year 1991, I don't know how it slipped my mind because I talked about it as we just kind of threw it together all at well, like we just kind of like got the idea from Colby and then just went with it. And then, I got to shout out my favorite album. It would have to be my favorite album from then. As much as I love the other ones that we talked about. But Roll the Bones from Rush, it's my all time favorite Rush album. Like for those who don't know, like just listen to it. Like opens up with Dreamline, just a beautiful song. Like it's the whole album. It's great. Like a few years ago, I got Trevor on the. I got him to listen to Rush. I got him to listen to some like the '90s Rush, which you can look like the first three, those three '90s albums they put out. Roll the Bones, Counterparts, and Test for Echo. Some of the best. Like it's my favorite era of Rush. Like it's just perfect. Like y'all just, definitely recommend that if y'all into the, if you're into the Rush, s music or just hard rock in general, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
outside
that's
of
an
that,
excellent album.
we'll talk a little football since now it's got the preseason going, and I got to watch the Raiders play for the first time. And I gotta say, I watched the Raiders, and I was very impressed with their first string, and their second string was really good too. But the first string, like, yeah, I'm impressed with the Raiders. Like, they just went down, marched down the field, scored again. Like they were locked in. Their defense was good. Had some good stops. Like, I'm very excited for the Raiders this year. They ended up losing the game 24-23 on a last second field goal, but it's preseason. And honestly, like me and my dad, me and Brett talked about, I'd rather, uh, I'd rather, go 0-4 in the or 0-3 now in the preseason than make the playoffs. Instead of going undefeated in the preseason, than you know having the number one pick the next year.
Yeah, that's a nice way to put it. Shout out the ill forgotten Detroit Lions,
Rest in
0
peace.
and 16 season.
Rest in peace.
How you go 0 and 16 with Megatron is beyond me. But
It's a mystery.
like not even one win is crazy. He had 16 whole chances and undefeated in the preseason. Insane. But that being said, I am a Steelers fan, as probably mentioned before, and we didn't lose the game. Well, we didn't win the game. I'm spreading false news out here. Um, we did not. We did not win. We lost 20-12, and it is the preseason. I would again, as previously stated by Hogmaster, I would rather win and go to the playoffs and have a shitty preseason than just be like the preseason kings and be like, oh no, we're losing every game of that next year. But Russell Wilson did not play it down for the. He did not play it down for the Steelers this game. Our leading leading passer for the day was actually Kyle Allen, who, if I'm not mistaken, is our third string quarterback. Justin Fields went 5 of 6, 67 yards, had two fumbles. You can thank the center for that, and he had 3 runs for 2 yards. That's look at that potential. He has potential to have an extra yard and at least have a yard per carry. Like I said, it hurts to see, but it's the preseason, so all you can do is hope that it gets better going forward. Um, Other than that, the rookie class this year is one of the reasons I'm actually kind of excited to watch NFL this year compared to the last, I'd say, 5 or 6 years. It's just not been as appealing, especially like as much as basketball, at least to me. You know, like the NFL's just not been that exciting. And I guess that's what happens when you go from like Tom Brady being a dynasty unto himself, and then here we are with Patrick Mahomes, and it looks like it's going to be more of the same. And you know, big sad, big sigh. Um, all you can do is hope that somebody kind of breaks that up. I don't hope he gets injured. I mean, Harley might. He's a Raiders fan, and they don't. Him and the Chiefs are just the biggest buddies. But I'm hoping we just get a little bit of parity going forward. You like to see different teams winning, spreading the sugar around instead of just like these massive dynasties just sprouting out of the woodwork and then just remaining there for a decade or more. So while this year, my prediction for the Super Bowl, we're talking Bills Lions.
Bills, Lions.
Bills, you've had four chances. You're about to get a fifth. You better not fuck it up.
Come on,
You had
Josh
four
Allen.
chances in a row. The best player in Wyoming football history needs to do something right now.
They need to do something. What the hell?
Other than that, I guess congratulations to Team USA for winning the gold medal in basketball. That's kind of the what's funny about the Olympic basketball team is like I think Americans hold our basketball team to such a high standard that if we get anything less than gold, you're a joke. And they damn near lost that game. You know, they damn near lost the semifinal a day or two ago to Serbia, who did take home the bronze today in their game against Germany. So congrats to Joker for winning the bronze. Congrats to France and Wemby for winning the silver, coming off his rookie year, getting a silver medal. I know you're a Spurs fan, so I know that probably puts a lot of confidence in you.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was cool. I don't know. I mean, I'm glad USA won, but at the same time, I'm like, damn. Victor Wembanyama. Like I was hoping Wemby could, for personal success, I was hoping he could get a gold medal. But you know, that makes me a communist, liberal, socialist. Then I guess
Oh,
I am. But no,
yeah, I
I
guess you'll
mean,
figure it out.
it was it was a good game. There's I don't know. There's Olympic basketball. I don't know. It's a little different. You know, watching NBA, I guess, but
Yeah,
style. But I mean, it was a good game. It really was a good game. And then, like I said, I kind of wish Wembanyama could have got a gold medal, but it is what it is. As long as he can bring a gold medal to not gold. As long as he can bring some gold to the Spurs, I'll be happy with that. We need to, I'm ready to see us back in the playoffs every year and be a title contender again. That's what I need in my life. I need the Spurs and the Raiders to act right this year. I
yeah.
need
I mean, you have a better chance of that happening than the Steelers and Blazers doing something collectively. Like I have a little bit of confidence in the Steelers. I ain't got shit. Like there ain't nothing going on up here in Portland, man. Like,
no,
mm-mm.
not really. Them or you know, kind of hope my guys down there and up in New York, the Rangers can do something, but we'll see.
Yeah, we will. No, you can only hope the Knights can do so much too. I mean, we did just win the cup a couple years ago, but getting put out in the first round immediately after that isn't a great feeling. But you know, all you can do is gather up morale, get the training down, and just fucking go for it again next year.
Yeah, all you gotta
But
do is spam the long term injury reserve, and
that's
Vegas
right.
will make it.
Mm. If they don't do that, I quit. And it's been stated before, but we'll state it again. We don't give a fuck about baseball. So with that, with that in mind, we want to thank you for listening to today's episode. It's a little bit shorter. It's about a couple minutes. I mean, what are we, 55 minutes, 55 and a half minute run time right now. We want to thank you for listening. And we will be back with the Monday Night Raw review probably Tuesday evening. So be sure to tune in for that. And
We'll
thank you
go
for listening.
go over some more football, and if there's some more preseason games happen between now and then, we'll talk about that, or any Raiders or Steelers leading up, and all that good stuff, getting primed up for a very exciting football season.
Oh yeah, getting primed up as well for a very exciting mathletics run at the Brain Olympics.
Yep.
We're hoping the Olympic chess team does something, as well as the Olympic drug dealing team. I heard Cave Junction's going for gold this year,
Mm.
and I think they're fully capable. Um, they got the best. No, I'm fucking around. Now we'll get back into more football as well. So thank you for checking out the episode. Y'all have a good night.
Tiny hogs, fat cranking. Love you guys.